Hello friends, I'm Leanne Cannon and welcome to Backstory on Business, where we pull the curtain back on local businesses to show you what goods and services are available in your area and to learn what drives business leaders to do what they do. My next guest impacts the lives of children and families in the most incredible ways. I can't wait for you to meet her.
Welcome to this episode of Backstory on Business with your host, Leanne Cannon.
Anne, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, Leanne.
Absolutely. So currently you're serving as a director of community relations, right? So that puts you kind of as the face of the agency, am I right?
That's correct.
Okay. So how does Summit County Children's Services serve children and families?
We serve children and families primarily through our mission, which is our commitment to safety, permanency, and well-being for all children in partnership with families in the community. Last year, we had almost 11,000 calls to our 24/7 child abuse and neglect hotline,
Wow.
and we served 1 out of 12 children in Summit County.
That's amazing. I'm sure most of us would be surprised to hear that number.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a higher number than maybe in years before. Since 2012, we've had an increase in terms of the number of children in custody by 36%. So we have seen, some increasing numbers.
Awesome.
It is significant.
So are there some new and perhaps innovative programs that you're looking at this time?
We do. We have 3 different new initiatives for our agency, focusing on the first one, which is 30 Days to Family. And it's an innovative approach to finding relatives. Our belief at Summit County Children's Services is that kids deserve a family. And we really try to do everything that we can to maintain children safely in their own home. And unfortunately, that's not always possible. When removal has to happen, we're looking desperately for families. For relative families or kinship families, those who have a close bond to those kids. So with 30 Days to Family, that whole approach is an intensive, innovative way to find children homes that are relatives. And the whole idea is to get them, once they've been introduced to our agency, into the care of our agency, to find their family for them within the first 30 days.
That's amazing. I'm so delighted to hear there's such a thing.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yes. Well, what are the primary needs of Summit County Children's Services, would you say?
Well, one of our biggest needs is foster and foster to adopt homes. We have over 750 children in the custody of Summit County Children's Services at this time. Those numbers sometimes go up or down, but we've been pretty consistent, somewhere over 750 as of recent, and we need foster homes. So just as much as I know we're looking so hard for relative families to take care of children when they come into our custody, we know that that's not always possible, and so we do need foster families. And even though foster parents, it's a temporary type setting, we need those homes. So we have large sibling groups oftentimes that come under care, and we try very hard to keep those siblings together. We know when children come to the attention of our agency, oftentimes they've witnessed some terrible things, and they've been subjected to traumatic episodes in their lives, and they need a family. And if they are now in our adoptive type status, they need forever families. And so we really need homes for teenagers too.
Yes.
So there are sibling groups that might be a small child like age 3 with a sibling that's older. And so we try very hard to keep those siblings together.
Well, I tell you what, Anne, I did go on your website and I saw those kids, and I love that you give kind of a synopsis of their personality, and they're wonderful. I want all of them. So I just want to take them all in. So if our viewers would go to the website and just take a look at some of these kids, that's what will touch your heart. I have another question for you, though. We know that we've experienced in our area, probably all over, an opioid epidemic, really. Has that impacted what you do at all?
Absolutely. In the last few years, we have really seen our custody numbers go up. It's in part to the opioid epidemic. It's not the only reason, but yes, the opioid epidemic has hit us pretty hard in child welfare. The number one drug report concern in 2017 was opiates and heroin. And we've definitely seen the fallout results of that. Parents who are trying to parent that are on heroin really cannot do that safely. And many of the folks that are struggling with addiction do have children, and oftentimes children are left in their wake. And so we call them the silent victims of the opioid epidemic. So we're oftentimes involved with those children. Startlingly is that sometimes when we're keeping the children safe and we're responding to those calls, sometimes there's not even a parent to work with because they have died of an overdose. So it's been extremely hard and traumatic, both for the children that we serve, their families, and for our staff as well.
Now, I mean that's just devastating. If our viewers are touched by what you're saying, and I hope that you are, how can they get a hold of you? Like if there's interest in becoming a foster parent or an adoptive parent, or just helping you with donations, how would they get a hold of you?
Okay, if anybody that's viewing is interested in foster or foster to adopt, they can call our inquiry line, which is 330-379-1990. There's also, if you have any concerns of a child being abused or neglected, there's our 24/7 hotline, which is 330-434-KIDS.
Oh, okay.
And if there's other opportunities where a listener may be wanting to help out as a volunteer or donor, they can also call 379-1994.
Okay. Since not everyone can adopt, you told me that there's something else that you have very, very quickly, if you could mention. Yeah, every Wednesday or something? What is that?
And we do have an agency Facebook page, and so every Wednesday we try to highlight a child that's waiting.
Okay.
We call it Waiting Child Wednesday, and we highlight a child who's in need of a forever family. Many times they're children 12 and up. Primarily, those are the ones that are really waiting for their forever family.
So we can spread the word, right?
Absolutely.
And thank you so much.
Thank you
for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Happy that you're here. And thank you for joining us on Backstory on Business.
Thank you for watching Backstory on Business. Want to recommend a business for us to highlight? Contact Karen Leonard using the information listed on the screen.